Kathleen McGiveron, and in this episode, I'm going to be diving in on how to vlog for artists. So grab something to write with and grab something to write on, and let's get inspired. Thing that you need to do is to get a camera. So if you're going to vlog as an artist, you're going to need something to record with. I'm currently using a Canon mirrorless camera. I love it. I can actually interchange the lenses with any of my Canon lenses, and I highly recommend it. So I have an older version, but the newer, so it doesn't have like 4K quality and it doesn't have an audio jack, but the new ones, which is all you're going to get anyways if you go to purchase a Canon mirrorless right now, is that they all are 4K or 5K quality depending on which one you get. You can also get, they all usually typically have audio input, which is what you want if you want to have an external mic for better audio quality. That is a great camera to get. Mine's a Canon EOS mirrorless. Recommend getting a Canon EOS mirrorless. They're awesome. And then I can use it as a regular camera. I can interchange the lenses by getting a mount adapter. And then I could put any Canon EF lens on it, so which is what I have on right now. I have a 50 millimeter on there. Yeah, with a mount adapter. Because the Canon mirrorless, at least mine anyways, has a smaller lens generally. So you just get a mount adapter and you're good to go. All right, the other one that is highly recommended by a lot of vloggers is the Sony ZV series camera. It's designed for vlogging and for content creators. It has a lovely mic. You can probably do a mount adapter and it's 4K shooting. Everybody recommends that one, so I highly recommend checking that one out as well. Another thing is that you might want to get a GoPro. That one's great for doing outdoor adventure, inspiration. If you want to do like anything that's like action camera, waterproof necessities. If you're going to go underwater, if you're going to go do crazy videos like, I don't know, if you're on the go outside, anytime you're going outside, I'd say that's a great option to have as a secondary camera. Just to have a GoPro. But really you're going to need a camera and some sort of mirrorless camera plus a GoPro combination is the way to go. I've listed the ones I just talked about in the description below the video, so you can check them out on your own and do your own research and expand on that to see which one is best for you. Just know that they are Amazon affiliate links, so if you do make a purchase, I do get a commission from that. But these are things that I own, except for the Sony one. That would probably be something that I would look into in the future. If not, I'll get another Canon mirrorless, just the modern upgrade for it one day. All right, and because I already have Canon lenses, so I want to use my Canon lenses. All right, number 2 is to get lighting. You're going to want to get yourself some lighting so you can control the lighting. So right now, I have lighting on me, that's white light. But I also have a secondary light on a tripod that's lighting up my background green right now. So I actually have the newer RGB LED lights. So I know traditionally they used to be with tents, right? They're on a tripod, they have those big tents, those giant light bulbs that explode everywhere if you drop it. Been there, done that. You also, the thing with light bulbs, okay, although those ones are cheaper, they are massive. They take up a huge amount of space in your studio or room, wherever you're filming. And also, they're hot. And also, they're bulky and to put away and store. And also, they're bulky just to have in front of you. Like, they're massive. They come up this far, like, at least. The newer LED ones, although LED is expensive, 2 things. The RGB LED ones can change your whiteness, so you do need lighting, because if you look at my old videos, the quality of image is low because it's just my studio lights, and that sucks. It looks nice and crisp because I have turned off my studio lights and I'm controlling the lighting. The newer LED ones are also Bluetooth connected to an app on your phone. So I have each individual light on here. I can turn them off, I can turn them on. Yeah, I know, right? That just happened. Also, I have one that's turned on for color right now. That's the one lighting up my background. I also, by the way, use these for documenting my art, right? So I can control the light when I'm doing photo documentation of my art. Anyways, so that you also need that anyways. So I get 2 because you want on either side of your art. And for me in vlogging, I have one on me, one on my background. So I can change the color of the background. That just happened. Yeah, color wheel, see? You just move it. And it just says that. I know, technology's come so far. This didn't exist that long ago, but now it does. Isn't it amazing? I think it is. Anyways, and the other one in front of me is on white only. You can change it. I can make either one white or color. Anyways, I can adjust the brightness and the warmth or coolness. So I can go bright, 100%, dark, 4%, or I can also go really warm. So that's all warmth, and then all the way cool, which I look like a zombie and sickly. But you can do that. Look at how it changes the film based on just the lighting, and it changes the quality of the image. Isn't that sick and also crazy? Yeah. So these are the RGB LED newer NEEWER lights. They are not big. They're on telescoping stands. Looks like this. Okay, I'm gonna turn around so you can see me better. It is this big. See, it's the size of my face. I know you can't see it very well. Oh, there you go, adjusting light. Okay, so it's about the size of my face in terms of height, and like 2 of my faces for width. Has some of that. You can also control it manually in the back if you had to, and you can also do, I think, get batteries for it, so you can plug it in, versus like if you're on the go or outside, instead of having it plugged in to plugs. So it's just very versatile, and I love them. This is like the greatest thing I ever bought on Amazon, to be honest. This is like literally a game changer. And also, like I said, I'm gonna use it for photo documenting my art. But like if you're vlogging, this is effective. It is good. I recommend it. It was a great purchase. The ones that I bought before, the tent one that I usually used to use, I regret. Well, also this technology didn't exist, but now I'm like, I need to sell that. I need a Facebook Marketplace them. Also, I've broken multiple bulbs, those big ones. Not cool. And you can't control the lighting with. You have to buy different bulbs to control the different lighting for them. Yeah. All right. So that's it. So my question for you is, are you looking to start an artist vlog? Or have you started one? Let me know in the comment section below the video. I would love to hear your adventure or adventure that you're maybe going to embark on. All right, next is to set up a distraction-free space. If you look at my earlier videos, you'll see I just filmed anywhere in my studio, and you would see all the things behind the canvas or sculpture that I was working on, and it was very distracting. You're looking at all the other junk, and it's hard for your viewer just to see the thing you're looking at. For example, if you think about Bob Ross, he wasn't just working in his studio, right? He had that blanketed curtain black sheet behind him, so you could just focus on his painting while you're watching him paint. You kind of want a similar thing for here. So what I did is I rearranged my entire studio just for the purpose of getting this tiny blank space behind me. This is not a big space. I don't need a whole wall that's blank. You only need enough that is for your camera screen, the camera shot. Right beside me, 2 feet away, I have a kiln. I can touch it. I'm touching my kiln right now. And I also have an easel beside me. I have a cart behind me. I have a table like literally right here. A pottery wheel a few feet away. A spray booth. The lights. All of these are within reach. But you don't know that. It looks color-free for you, even though it might not be in person. But that's the point, is that it looks good for camera. So if you're intending on vlogging, you just have to make it look good for the shot. The magic of cropping. So that's what the thing is. You gotta have a distraction-free space so it looks good and clear for your viewer. All right, number 4 is to create a work schedule for when you work. So you need to think about like, when are you going to go to your studio and make art? Not only just because you need to make art, but also for creating content. So you gotta have a content creating schedule. Now, if you think about art, it takes a long time to make progress, right? You can go out there for a few hours and it will look like you got nowhere sometimes. Or it could be days and it looks like you hardly did anything. I keep looking at the painting beside me because that's my feels with this guy right now. It is very important that you, I would say, have at least like a week-long, week-long shots. Over the week, you're going to shoot different scenes, and then you're going to chop them down into a video that's around 15, 20, 30 minutes at the most. You don't want to, people don't want to sit there and watch you for 3 hours. They don't want to watch you in one 20-minute clip either, right? One 20-minute session, I mean, how far are you legitimately going to get? That's boring. Being honest. But over the course of a week, well, now you have some content, they can see some progress, and then you can clip it together to make a nice watchable 15, 20, 30-minute video at the most, and now you have a vlogging episode. All right, then you're also going to number 5, get some editing software and a decent computer. So for me, I use Filmora, Wondershare Filmora. It's easy to use, a great beginner software, which is why I use it. I also have Adobe Premiere Pro now because I have the Creative Suite, which I use as well sometimes. Except for if I have drone footage in there, because it kind of does some weird things when it goes to export with drones. If you know why, let me know in the comments. It like freezes. Yeah, I don't know. It has some weird thing with that. I don't know. I'm a little bit confused on that. So that's why I still have both. Anyways, so let me know that if you know what the problem is. Why it exports and just freezes on the drone clips like a still image. It just looks like a still image with Premiere Pro. I don't know why. I don't know why. There has to be a reason. I don't know it though. So let me know what I'm doing wrong. So either for normal footage, it's easy to use Premiere Pro. It's a little bit more complicated of a program. Also, they're both subscription services at this point. I believe that they used to not be, but now they probably are, because that's what everything is in now. Anyways, these are not affiliate things. I'm just letting you know what I use and what is pretty common. But you're going to need also so you need something to edit with if you're doing camera footage and you're not using your phone. You're also going to need a computer. Now, you might be tricked into getting a computer based on brand, and it's so cool, it looks great, but maybe that computer is not designed for editing 4K images. I use a gaming PC. You can get any gaming PC that has good quality RAM, right? Has like high RAM, 16 gigabytes of RAM would be great, if not more. But you want high RAM for processing, and also a very good graphics card, and gaming computers are designed for that because they're designed to handle video games on computers. Whereas a normal computer probably cannot do this. Also, they typically can process 4K. They might have 4K built capability screens, so you can actually view your work in 4K. Also, the other thing is that, again, like if you're using a normal computer, which this is from my experience, I'm talking, I had a normal computer, it's really great. I love my normal computer. However, it cannot process 4K videos or anything that's of high resolution. What happens is when you turn on your program, you're going to drag your high resolution or 4K clips into your timeline that you're working on, and it's going to like freeze, and then you're in a spinning wheel of death for like 15 minutes till it will let you then do anything, which you can imagine is going to end up taking a lot of time. Or you go to hit preview or play and it cannot even play it because it can't process that information. It's not enough RAM to process it, to watch it. Or you might be exporting it and you're like, wow, this is taking literally days to export, and now I can't use my computer at all because it can barely handle exporting that much information. It's too much for it to process because technology is now exceeding, right? The capabilities is exceeding the ability of that. It's just, they're designed for word processing, or like normal programs, and it's not designed for this level of stuff, or this resolution and the RAM needed to make these processes happen. You might be like, okay, well, it's going to take a day. Well, that's no problem. I'm going to work on my thumbnails. I'm going to do other things. I'm just going to play video games while that exports. No, you can't. You cannot even leave the screen because your computer cannot handle possibly opening another application or program. It will simply just crash and die. I'm not joking you. And then that will be all for lost. And this is from experience because it does not have the capabilities. So what you're going to do is I highly recommend just getting a gaming PC. No, it's not your fancy favorite eat a fruit brand. Sorry, too bad. It's not designed maybe for that, unless there is one in their lines, but they're like $1 billion. You can buy a gaming laptop PC for like the same price, or get a desktop version. It's still, again, gonna be like probably the same price of your brand. And it's gonna do the job better. Sometimes people just like the brand. But if you're willing to look past that and get an actual decent computer, then get yourself a gaming one. And I have some a link to it if you want to look on Amazon, a variety of ones. There's a link that will take you to it. Gaming PCs in the description of this video, and you can check it out that way. All right. Next is to decide on a publishing schedule. So you actually need to think about not only a work schedule, but a publishing schedule of how many videos a week are you going to publish. I recommend at least one a week. If you do not have this and do not give your audience a predictable timeline of when videos are going to come out, they're not going to know when to show up. Also, they're just going to like peace out, stop subscribing to you because they don't know when something's going to come out. It might be 1 month, it might be 3 months later that another video comes out. Why watch? Why watch? And that was true for the beginning of this channel because I also run a separate YouTube channel. So this is my second channel. I have no life, clearly. All I do is work. I'm a workaholic. I have a problem. I really need to figure out my life. Anyways, decide on a publishing schedule so that people know when to come up and show up and watch, and so we can get new content out. And the more content out you have, the more chances that something might go viral, the more views you're going to accumulate, because you're going to have to, if you want to vlog, you're going to have to get a minimum of 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours in order to even qualify for AdSense. That means that to get paid for advertising on YouTube. Yeah, that's why people want viewers and subscribers. All right, so that is a true story. And then you're going to keep your channel. 7 is to keep your channel clear and focused. So that means that if you're vlogging for artists and you're talking about your art, then you're going to keep it on topic. You're going to keep your videos clear. You're going to keep them focused on your niche. You're not going to start talking about your cat in one video and then going and doing intermittent fasting on another video and then going your Disneyland trip to another, or like moving out to the middle of nowhere in Saskatchewan in a third video from if you used to live in LA and you're like, I'm moving from LA to Saskatchewan. Here's my adventure. Which would be a cool adventure, but that should be on a totally different separate channel, all those things. Like, well, that's all lifestyle stuff, right? Not art stuff. It's not related. People will be like, what the heck? They're going to be so confused. Like, oh, one day we're looking at your goldfish. The next day we're eating crackers with you. What the heck's going on? I don't know why I should even watch, because it's not anything to do with my interest. I was interested in your art, and now you're talking about goldfish crackers. What the heck? So that's why we want to keep it clear and focused. And then finally, if you're looking for any resources or for this equipment that I've talked about in the video, from the newer lightings, from the cameras, if you're interested in the tripod I'm using, which is really great if you want to avoid any nosediving of your camera and destroying your lenses, get a good quality tripod. I have the KF Concept. It's amazing. It levels, has a quick release. It's just solid. Does any angle you want. Do overhead, not overhead. Get a KF Concept. Lenses, whatever you want. You can check out those in the description of this video. I do that. They are, again, like Amazon links, Amazon affiliate links. That means that I do get a commission should you make a purchase. But if you're wanting to do your own research and just get an idea of where to start and you just want to look at them, click them below in the description of this video for some ideas of where to start, so you don't have to remember what I said or talked about. They're already listed. And your next video to watch is how networking with other artists can inspire you. Please make sure you check out that video, how networking with other artists can inspire you, by clicking the link above or below in the description of this video, and I will see you in that episode. Don't forget to like this channel, it really helps me out, and subscribe for a cupcake. I will make you a cupcake painting or a sculpture, depending on the next milestone I get to, and I will see you in that episode.